Hey there, welcome. Have you ever, really stopped to think about what the space around you is saying? I don't just mean the walls and the furniture, but the story, the hidden story they tell about who you are. Today, we're going to dive into this really cool idea of visual storytelling and how our own rooms are basically writing our biographies for us. So, let's start with a little thought experiment. Just picture this. You walk into a complete stranger's bedroom. You have never met them, never said a single word to them. What clues could you start to pick up about their personality, their passions, their life?
Okay, so take a look at this room. Before anyone even says anything, we're already getting a vibe, right? We see vinyl records up on the wall, a keyboard over there, a bass guitar. I mean, this person is obviously all about music. The posters, the plants, the whole style, you're already starting to build a picture of who this person is, aren't you?
And that, right there, brings us to the core idea for today. Just think about that for a second. Every single object, from a little framed photo to a stack of books, is like a word in the biography of the person who lives there. In storytelling, especially in movies and plays, these objects aren't just decorating the story. Oh no, they are the story. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit. We've looked at the small stuff, now let's look at the environment as a whole. This big picture, well, it's kind of like the first chapter of any room's story. You know what's fascinating here? The immediate gut feeling we get from these two spaces. On the left, you've got this clean, almost industrial-style place. And on the right, a cluttered, dimly lit room. You don't need to know a single thing about the people who live here to feel the difference. One space might suggest order, control, while the other could feel like chaos, or hey, maybe it's just a comfy, well-loved home. Let's break it down just a bit more. Apartment A is clean, it's minimal, it's got these neutral colors. Apartment B, on the other hand, is messy, it's crowded, and it's dim. See, these aren't just design choices, they are narrative choices. From just these few details, we can already start guessing at the personality, the lifestyle, maybe even the emotional state of whoever lives in each place. So here's the key takeaway. A space is just packed with information. It can hint at a person's character, maybe their social class, their psychological state, even their history or culture. A room can even tell us about a conflict that already happened or one that's about to. And that is the power of scenography, or set design. In a movie or a play, the set is really the first character we meet. And this idea goes way beyond the screen. If you understand this visual language, you can start to read the world around you, from how a store is designed to get you to buy things, to what an office lobby tells you about a company. It's a tool for understanding all the unspoken stories happening all around us. Okay, time to zoom back in. Let's put on our detective hats. In this next part, we're shifting from the big picture environment to the specific clues hidden inside it, the objects themselves. Here's the first rule of being a narrative detective. In good storytelling, nothing is an accident. Every prop, every single object you see in a scene, it's there for a reason. It's a deliberate choice meant to tell you, the audience, something important. So, as a narrative detective, you can train yourself to ask 3 key questions about pretty much any object in a room. First, who lives here? What does this thing say about them? Second, what happened here? Does this object hint at something in the past? And finally, what might happen next? Is this thing foreshadowing something to come? Let's run through a few quick examples. A shattered window. This is not just a piece of broken glass. No way. This one single object screams conflict, it screams anger, it screams tension. Something violent has definitely gone down here. Or what about this? A heavy lock and chain on a gate. This immediately gives you a sense of mystery, of secrecy. You start wondering, what's being kept in? Or, what's being kept out? It's a question we instantly want the answer to. And this one's great because it shows how an object can have totally different meanings. Books scattered all over the floor could suggest a super smart character, someone deep in their research. Or it could represent total chaos, a mind that's just all over the place. The context of everything else in the room is what helps us figure it out. This is such a fantastic rule for any storyteller. Every single element has to serve the narrative. If you can take it out and the story is exactly the same, well, then it probably shouldn't have been there in the first place. It is all about being intentional. All right, now we get to the deepest layer of all this visual storytelling stuff. We've talked about the big picture, we've talked about the specific clues. Now let's talk about how spaces and objects can become metaphors for something way, way bigger.
So think about it. That broken window isn't just about a past fight. It can be a metaphor for emotional vulnerability. A huge, empty house can be a symbol for a character's deep loneliness. Closed curtains can represent secrecy, while a narrow, winding staircase can literally make the audience feel a sense of tension. The physical space starts to mirror the internal emotional world of the character.
And this is the ultimate takeaway here. A set doesn't always have to be a literal, totally realistic space. Sometimes it acts as a direct window into a character's mind. The room literally becomes their inner world just on the outside. Okay, so we've analyzed the theory behind environments and objects and metaphors. Now it's time to actually put all that knowledge to work. I want you to take all these ideas and become the storyteller yourself. You literally now have the tools to build an entire world and reveal a character without writing a single line of dialogue. Here's a really simple exercise for you. First, pick a character type. Let's say a detective, or maybe a young artist. Then second, design their room. What kind of furniture do they have? What specific objects are just lying around? What's the lighting like? Every choice you make helps build their story. And for our final thought today, I want to leave you with this one question. Take a look around the room you're in right now. I mean it. Look at it with that detective's eye we've been talking about. What objects are telling your story? What does your environment say about you? Your room is your biography. So, what does it say?